Now that you've seen the Kadovic First Cycle Math program, I'm going to show you the First Cycle Final Exams. We've developed a truly innovative approach to the First Cycle Final Math exams that gives you, the teacher, flexibility and discretion with the exams for your students. You'll find the exams on the DB server in the Mathematics folder. Now select the First Cycle exams. Here you're going to want to select the series that you're using. For this demonstration, I'm going to choose the Snowy Owl exam. You'll notice that there are a number of PDFs here. They're not the exam, rather they are the answer keys for the questions in the exam. You'll be creating your own exam using this Excel generator. When the Excel first opens up, you'll need to enable the Excel. And then you're going to want to enable the content. Please note that the Excel generator will only work on PC. It will be visible on Mac, but the macros required for the generator are just not compatible with Mac. So now the generator is ready to use. You'll have two parts to the exam: the essential knowledge section and the application questions, which evaluate competency to the mathematical reasoning. At the bottom of the program, you'll see the situational problems are included in the Excel program. These problems are no longer required by the ministry on their final exams, so you will omit this section from your Kadovic final exam. You can, however, use these situational problems during the year instead of or in addition to the ones available at the end of the student booklets. So, to create your exam, you'll be selecting from a bank of questions, 10 questions from the 15 in the Essential Knowledge section, and 3 out of 6 application questions. With this program, you'll be able to view the various questions by simply scrolling over the question box that says View. All the questions come in regular and adapted versions. The adapted versions will have a little less text, or they will be somewhat simpler, or maybe have some hints compared to the regular question. Consequently, they will be marked out of 80% compared to the regular questions. This option gives students who may be weaker a better chance at success. When creating your exam, the first thing you must do is, at the top, select either Standard Exam or Adapted Exam. Unfortunately, you must make this determination for the entire exam and not by individual questions. Now you can select your questions. If you don't select the right number of questions, you will see this box turn red, and that will indicate that you will not be able to print the exam. So once we make the right selection of questions, then we'll be able to print the exam. Go down to the bottom and click the box that says Print. Do not be concerned if you see a lot of vibrations with this Excel page. The macros that are required to produce this exam need significant processing. The exam you've created will now be visible for you to review. You can can look through it and you'll be able to see that the exam is in color and the pages look very much the same as the students would have in their student booklets. If you're not satisfied with the exam, you can simply close the preview and it'll return you immediately to the generator and you can try again. The exam can now be printed directly at your school from this preview, or you can choose to have the exam printed in color for your students by the KI printing department. To print it at school, you'll need to choose your printer. Or if you go to this option, you will be able to see that you will have an option to save it as an Adobe PDF. In this case, you select the Adobe PDF, and this option will give you the chance to save it on your computer, which you can then send to the printing department to be printed. Although the program is limited, by having you select the entire exam either as regular, standard, or adapted, we can play with the Excel to give us more options. You might want to use one version of the questions for the essential knowledge and another version for the application questions. This can be done by choosing the whole exam in standard, for example, then going to print and either print or save this version to be used only the section that you want as regular. Then close the print and return to the generator. Switch to the adapted exam, select the exact same questions again, go to print, and either print or save this new version where you can use the selection that you want as adapted. In this way, you can create an exam that has, for instance, regular questions for the essential knowledge and adapted application questions. With this Excel generator and the two versions of questions for the final exam, you can create an exam specifically for your whole class, or you can differentiate and individualize the exam for specific students. Stronger students who write the regular exam can obtain higher marks than students who write an exam with the adapted questions. Since the questions have the same answers and look very much the same, students will not be aware whether their exam is regular or adapted.